everyone, welcome back to the Mama Rick channel. Now guys, actually let's just jump straight into this video. So what you're seeing on the screen, basically there's a Twitter member called Spacetraveller 20. Now this person, I don't know who they are, who he is, who she is, maybe it's an alien, but this is one of the most organized people in the Fetch community, in the whole of Twitter community. So this Twitter account that I formed specifically for Fetch.AI, which is the Fetch.AI community Degens. I don't know if I'll change the name, but for now that's the name. And so the handle is at the multi-agent. So basically we vote, or right now I'm just one team, and there's a couple of things that I want to do in the future around the Fetch ecosystem, but I want to spill the beans right now because it's going to be hard work. I don't want to overpromise things that I cannot do. So I'll first achieve one step at a time, then we shall see. I'll make an announcement. But for now, we vote. I say we because I expect this community to grow, or at least there's some sort of consensus from the community that indeed they agree that next time I'll put it on a poll. But for now, I vote, or we vote, Spacetraveller as the most savvy Fetch.AI educator currently on Twitter. I was about to add that, reach out and I give you a prize in FET, but you know what? I'll first hold on to that thought. We'll see how to deal with this person in the future, but whoever you are, keep it up. This is this is beautiful stuff. And also, basically what this guy does, he writes this very organized, very well curated analysis of the Fetch.AI ecosystem. I mean, this could be done about any other ecosystem. For example, this one, Fetch.AI, could revolutionize taxi networks, but basically this thread was talking about the potential use cases of Fetch.AI. And there's 23, this is a thread of 25 tweets. And he starts off by breaking down a summary of the travel agents. Some of this stuff already exists. Some of this stuff is in prototype mode, but some of it is actually, being created in the background. For example, travel agents, these technologies are at the core of what Fetch can do. But they don't even scratch the surface of what it can actually do. This is the peak of the iceberg, if you must say. There's a whole chunk underground. But if we look at travel agents, basically democratize travel, eliminate the intermediaries in a proper functional way. This is not just speculation. Energy agents, this has already been looked at way back in the past with partnerships with some universities. So we're looking at Oracle agents that are able to continuously keep track of data, whether it's physical data, whether it's DeFi, whether it's centralized finance. No matter where you are out there, you have these agents that you can program to communicate in whatever way, in whatever language you want, because they're program agnostic. So basically you can program them to assist you, to be your digital assistants, to fit the particular narrative that you want to achieve. And they do this autonomously. So Oracle agents could help in properly getting price feeds of physical assets, digital assets, and creating that interoperability that is so much needed in the crypto space. There's another product called collective learning. Now, collective learning uses artificial intelligence and machine learning. This one can be split up to serve a whole bunch of use cases. Now, collective learning can be used in healthcare industry. It can be used in the finance industry, in the supply chain industry. It can be used in generating art. It can be used in so many things. Basically, your limit with CoLearn is your knowledge in artificial intelligence and different neural networks and how you can implement them in whatever you want to do, especially things that are data oriented. So you have things like stop loss agents. This one already exists. You can use it with Uniswap and PancakeSwap. We have parking agents. This is already being developed right now by a separate company developing using the Fetch technology. Smart e-mobility. There are many videos about the train network. We've also run agents in the past. I've run agents in the past. I've participated in pretty much all the test networks of the past, or almost all of them. And in one of them, we could query data, different geographical data. You could actually pinpoint at any geographical location and these agents, one agent is searching for another, and if it actually finds it and it fits that particular use case in that geographical location, because you put in their latitudes and longitudes, these agents can find themselves, they can transact, they can negotiate, they can do all these things. So this technology actually exists, is still being built. It's a robust technology that needs time to properly build out. So guys, I'm going to get a day and review some of these threads, because I think history should not swallow this stuff. We should look at it constantly. Spacetraveller, awesome. So guys, of course, this is a tweet from Fetch.AI acknowledging him, and also they're also posting this, one of the first videos that Fetch.AI ever posted. Guys, I urge you to go to YouTube and check it out. This video was voiced by Toby Simpson. I'm not going to play it here because it's 4 minutes, but the beautiful thing about the crypto projects that I've seen to be successful in the crypto space are projects that whatever idea they had in the past still is relevant in the future. I'll give an example. Ethereum, they had the idea of smart contracts in the past. Now smart contracts are more relevant than ever. That's what I'm trying to mean. That's one link you can look at, like a clue you can look at to see the potential of a project and the potential of the success of a particular project. Now guys, NFTs. Some of you are tired of hearing this word, metaverse. Some of you are tired of hearing this word, but guess what? When Bitcoin just came out, some people just ignored it because it was very complex, or they didn't understand it. They didn't want to hear it, or maybe they heard the word many times and were tired of it. Guys, this same thing with the metaverse, with NFTs. If you get bored by this stuff, you're the person that's going to be left behind. The people that have that resilience to continuously explore these new fields, to look at what other humans are creating, these are the people that are going to succeed in this new emerging metaverse. This space has evolved well beyond just cryptocurrencies and transacting. We all used to ask ourselves, what can we achieve beyond just transacting, sending cryptocurrencies to one wallet and to another, to exchanges and to decentralized exchanges? Well, decentralized exchanges is actually a new idea in terms of the way they exist right now, in terms of liquidity. But this is a project here. I'm not shilling anything. I don't even have any investment here or whatever. They don't even have anything to sell for now. They're going to create some NFTs, which they're going to release, or rather avatars that are interoperable in a metaverse. Now, the reason why I'm talking about these guys, if you haven't watched the video I made, first of all, in the past, I've made many videos about Decentraland. Of course, they have very few views. No one was interested then. But if you check out the video I made 2 days ago about Metakey, guys, if you're not interested in anything about NFTs, please check out that video. It's a company or product being developed by Mari, one of the most prominent Twitter people in the metaverse, in the NFT space. Mari, who's from DCL Blogger, he essentially put DCL on the map, Decentraland. These guys are in partnership with his project, which is the Metakey. This adds more legitimacy. When you look at this project, they are partnered with some renowned artists out there. So there's tremendous amount of legitimacy on such a project. So basically what they're announcing, in a coming date, they're going to announce the drop of these avatars. Now, these avatars can be used in whatever metaverse is supposed to be interoperable, and you can use them as your identity. They can never be taken away. So watch out for this space. They haven't yet airdropped these things. I mean, not airdrop, but rather they're going to put them on the market. And you can see in early mid-November, there's going to be an announcement about this particular project. It's called CloneX. CloneX is our most ambitious project yet. The beginning of a whole ecosystem for our community, quality-focused, high-end avatars ready for the metaverse. This is not speculation. Guys, this is something you can actually look into because the people looking at it are serious people. Similarly, some of the wealthiest NFT collectors out there, like Whale, we don't know who these people are, but they've invested millions of dollars. If you listen to some of their podcasts with some of the most prominent people in the crypto space, these guys are holding a competition, an art competition, which is going to be basically displaying this art in Crypto Voxels, one of the decentralized worlds out there, metaverses. Now, these guys are partnered with Metakey. We know this. So the person that's going to win first place in this particular competition, guess what? They're going to win a key, a Metakey. Guys, if you've seen my Metakey video, then you understand the importance of this key. And it's pretty much the most bullish project, in my opinion, in the NFT space. And a lot of people don't know about it. So guys, I'll just leave that there. Let us continue. So in our next article here, guys, we're going to go a little bit into the mainstream news. I first talked about the stuff that really excites me. Now here you can see crypto markets rally as inflation rages at 30-year highs. So guys, I'm not going to go into detail in what they're saying here, but basically you understand inflation. Prices increase, prices of products increase. We understand that raw materials, this is in reference to the United States, the prices of raw materials are increasing, hence products prices are increasing. But so let's read this thread and let's look at what Mr. Jerome Powell, the chair of the Treasury, is telling us. But let's first read this here. Concerns about inflation were rampant Wednesday after the Labor Department reported another large upstick in consumer prices. The United States Consumer Price Index, a broad measure of inflation, rose, guys, 6.2% annually in October, the highest since 1990. So-called core inflation, which strips away volatile goods such as food and energy, increased by 4.6%, the largest annual rise since 1991. With inflation vastly overshooting the Federal Reserve's target of around 2%, calls to end the central bank's stimulus program have grown louder in recent months. Last week, the Federal Open Market Committee said it would begin scaling back its monthly bond purchases beginning in mid-November, but it would let leave interest rates at record lows, definitely because high inflation would prove transitory. Oh, guys, the word here is indefinitely. Now, guys, this is let's see what this word transitory means. So this is Mr. Jerome Powell. I'm not going to play this video, but basically he's educating us. What he's saying that is this word transitory means that the inflation, the scary inflation price increases right now, he understands where it comes from. He understands where it's come from, but he's saying, no, guys, it's temporary. Fine, the prices are not going to come down. I mean, the sellers of these products aren't going to bring down the prices, but guys, this price increase is temporary. Guys, you all remember Richard Nixon back in 1971, who said, oh, we're going to temporarily suspend the gold reserve backing of the US dollar, and this was supposed to be temporary. But guess what? Now we are seeing all this money printing going on, and the effect of this money printing is supposed to be temporary. Okay, guys, I don't need to say any more about that. So, but you can go ahead and watch this one. You can go at Joey Tweets, this person posted it, or you can see this, you can just type basically something inflation and what Jerome Powell is saying about that. It's ridiculous. You don't need to be an expert in economics. So guys, in the next news, regulation. Everyone loves regulation. Crypto investors defy regulatory uncertainty to profit on right to privacy. Guys, this particular article is pretty long. It's a good article. It teaches us the history, some of the discussions in the past about inflation. It also goes into the evolutionary, it talks about privacy, not inflation. We're done with inflation. So it talks about the evolutionary discussions around cryptography and privacy and how those things evolved in the past, including the evolution to the HTTPS standard that we use now on the internet. We look at the how skeptical the US government was about, privacy as something that's very scary. We know that the NSA was very skeptic about this, but it turned out to be a standard right now. Every website is required to have HTTPS as a standard cryptography to protect this website. So what this article is saying, don't look at these coins like Zcash, Monero, and so on as bad players, but rather look at the potential advantage of properly regulating them or actually supporting the nature of their privacy nature, because you don't know how this is going to evolve in the future. If you struggle right now to eliminate privacy, you might as well be affected in the future, but maybe other powers external to your own country or your geographical location that have perfected or have understood this privacy field, and then you let yourself vulnerable to your lack of knowledge in this particular space. So the takeaway from this is that our selfish human greed should not let us fail to see how things are going to be in the long term, rather to fail to see the macro view, the macro trend of certain things, and look at the short term. So better regulation is needed. How can it be done? By employing people that understand both the political landscape and the crypto landscape, the technological landscape, so many landscapes. There needs to be big teams that these governments need to invest in to properly get information about these fields. Not everything that looks bad on the surface is bad. Some things are actually good. So of course, guys, in other news, Elon Musk offloads $1.1 billion in Tesla stock. I think he did this after doing a Twitter poll. So to be fair, the world told him, hey, man, go ahead. It's your stuff. You deserve it. You've created all this stuff. So this is the Elon news. There's no much jumping into it. The rest is, I imagine, speculation. Actually, the Twitter thing is here. Much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance. So I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. Do you support? So I guess capital gains taxes will be implemented with Elon Musk. So I guess the US government is also going to get a share of that. Good for him. So guys, in another article here, guys, I want to let you interpret this on your own. All right? Because this one is, I don't know what to say about this one, and neither does this article. So Ethereum has lost over 6,500 nodes in the last 2 weeks. It's likely that there is a fork of the Ethereum chain running with a small subset of miners and a good chunk of nodes. According to the block explorer Etherscan, Ethereum's node count has plummeted in the last 2 weeks from well over 9,000 to under 3,000. So while chain explorers can give rough estimates, this drop does correlate with the glitch in the node software that caused the chain to split just 2 weeks ago. But why hasn't the chain recovered these nodes yet? Okay. Two weeks ago, a bug in a previous version of the most used Ethereum node software, Geth, you all know Geth. Unless you're new to the crypto space, it's basically the software used in the updating Ethereum, the most popular one. It caused Ethereum's blockchain to effectively split into two chains. This meant that over 50% of the nodes had hard forked from the main chain, forming its own chain. Guys, 50%. So nodes like miners contribute a blockchain's decentralization. Obviously, even in proof of stake, the validators are big players. Imagine if the biggest players just forked off the chain. So they act sort of like accountants by cross-referencing their own other nodes, transactions history to ensure that the new transactions add up correctly. So guys, this is the consensus algorithm within a blockchain. That's what they're trying to explain here. Fortunately, most miners had up-to-date software and were able to continue propagating authentic transactions on the main chain, the Ethereum main chain. This meant that Ethereum's blockchain was still secure, but it seems that approximately 6,500 nodes, other nodes are still running that previous software and are in limbo on an alternative chain. Guys, so the figure of these 6,500 nodes is a rough estimate, but these missing nodes are currently unviewable, at least until someone makes a blockchain explorer for this new chain, allowing us to see what is going on with the forked off network. Ethereum's hash rate remains high as almost all miners have updated, but its node count has been reduced down closer to levels of competitors like Solana, Cardano, and others. So it's still unclear why or how Ethereum has not regained these nodes. It seems concerning that so many nodes would continue running on this fork rather than making sure they're up to date and actually on the main chain. So these guys are not opting to opt out. I mean, they're not proposing to opt out. They're continuing with this, which means there must be some sort of incentive going on there. Guys, watch the space. So it's possible that a small number of miners remained on the previous node client and continued minting blocks as usual in the new fork without noticing. This could have caused individuals running nodes to not notice something that was off. At a certain point, it's possible that these people may not want to reverse the transactions that have occurred on this alternative chain and instead choose to stay. So they don't want to create any scare like a double spend something. Maybe. So those still on this alternative chain could be at risk of double spending attacks, exactly, as it has little to no mining power. So right now it's unclear as to how this matter will be resolved. The easy solution is to have every node and miner on this fork update their software to be compatible to the main chain. But who are you going to force to do things? That said, if they're all unwilling exactly to make that change, then there could be a permanent Ethereum fork created. So this is where the story ends. This is where the story is developing. Guys, maybe I haven't been paying attention to crypto space, but no one's talking about it for some reason. But I'll do some more digging into this to see where this story has evolved. If you have any mentions about this, please comment in the comment section. Please educate me about this if you have some more information about that, because I know you guys are more savvy than me at times. All right, guys, that's all I want to talk about today. I really hope you learned something, and don't forget to continuously learn new stuff, especially the metaverse and the NFT space. Do not just push it off as a buzzword. You'll be left behind. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Enjoy the crypto craziness. Bye-bye.